from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
And good evening, I'm forecaster John Bordash back with you in here at the JB Weather Center. We are continuing to track a line of dangerous and severe thunderstorms moving into our region. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern parts of Calvert County until 7 o'clock. This thunderstorm has a long history of producing damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour, 1 to 2 inch size hail, frequent lightning, and we are now starting to see a healthy amount of rotation within this storm as well. So we are going to continue to track all of these threats as this line of storms continues to push down here towards the south and east. You can see where radar is beginning to pick up on a little bit of rotation here over towards St. Leonard near Calvert Beach, on over towards Long Beach as well, right here up along the shoreline here of the Chesapeake Bay, showing you our velocity scanner. This shows us where we have winds going towards and away from the radar. These greens indicate winds going towards the radar. Red would be winds away. Where you're able to get a couplet like what we're seeing right now here on radar, that would be indicative of a healthy amount of rotation with winds in opposing directions. We have no tornado warning on this storm right now, but this is a very dangerous storm that has just moved through parts of Golden Beach, Brooms Island, Port Republic, St. Leonard, and just the northern portions of Leslie. This is now out over the open bay, and I'm sure this is likely going to spin up a quick water spout here over the middle parts of the bay. Outside of this, we are looking at very heavy rain with this storm that continues to push here to the south and east. If I take you back over here over the last 45 minutes, you can see this storm that is producing a lot of lightning pushing down here to the south and east. It's been moving through parts of the region, started up towards the D.C. metro area, moved through southern parts of St. Mary's County, through Prince George's County, then moved into Calvert County, now is getting ready to push through southern parts of Calvert County as we speak. Lots of lightning here. I mean, we are seeing plenty of lightning, especially out ahead of the storm, down towards Leslie, down towards the Chesapeake Ranch Estates. So if you are in Leslie right now, down towards the Chesapeake Ranch Estates in Solomons, I would be taking your safety precautions right now. You're going to want to move indoors, lowest level of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, as in the very least, we're likely looking at a decent amount of wind with this storm right now. So we will continue to track this system. We just got a new scan in here from radar. It's updating right now. Yeah, that sign of rotation right now is just off of Calvert Cliffs right now, getting ready to move over towards Cambridge, on over towards Dorchester County. So we'll see if we'll get a tornado warning up here for parts of Dorchester County. And I'm actually kind of surprised that the National Weather Service hasn't issued anything yet for this area. But we are talking a lot of lightning. We are talking a lot of heavy rain in this part of our coverage zone. As we zoom out, we are looking at additional areas of heavy rain. Heavy rain continuing to move in the parts of northern Calvert County, as well as southern parts of PG County, parts of Charles County as well, on over towards the Waldorf area. And then we have this storm down here towards the south. This is right down here towards Westmoreland County, on over near the Tappahannock area. It's begun to extend itself on up into parts of St. Mary's County. So you are seeing some rain with some gusty wind and some hail as well on over here towards Bushwood and Avenue, moving into Leonardtown. So any interest here in southern parts of St. Mary's County, you will need to be moving indoors as well. None of these storms down here are severe just yet, but it is very likely that they will at least bring some impactful weather for you for about 15 or 20 minutes as these continue here to move down towards the south and east. And that really is the general theme here with all of these storms. Let's switch radars quickly. Let's actually show you just an hour and a half rendering here of radar, and you can see how these storms formed up towards the north and have been moving down towards the south, bringing a lot of lightning. I mean, this storm in Calvert County, I'm not sure I've seen a storm, and I've been doing this about 8 years now. I'm not sure we've been able to I've not seen a storm produce this much lightning that's been moving through Calvert County. I've not seen one of these types of storms here in southern Maryland in quite some time. So we are talking hundreds of strikes of lightning here over the last 5 minutes with this storm, still producing some rotation as well. And we're getting back into the heavy rain in Brandywine and in Chesapeake Beach and in Huntingtown. Huntingtown saw a hail core move through a little bit ago, and we saw another one of those hail cores move through parts of central Calvert County. If I switch gears here, we're going to switch over to a different radar here. This will allow us to look at the hail over the last hour, you can really see where our with these storms in Calvert County, we had our northern storm produced hail as it moved into Lower Marlboro, Huntingtown, Willows, and Dares Beach right here, and then this southern storm that's been moving through St. Leonard, northern parts of Lesby. And if I put on that the rotation tracker real quick, you can see we had an area of rotation where we have these brighter colors, the yellows and the reds. This is over the last hour, radar picking up on the potential of rotation moving through Lower Marlboro, Huntingtown, Dares Beach a little bit ago, and then this storm has really begun to ramp up here as it moved into St. Leonard, Long Beach, Calvert Beach with a decent amount of rotation as well. So we're going to continue to watch these storms. These are going to continue to move down here towards the south and east. Any interest over here towards Cove Point, the Chesapeake Range Estates, Drum Point as well, you will want to move indoors. This storm is very dangerous. In the very least, it is producing very heavy rain, gusty winds up to 60 to 70 miles an hour, and frequent lightning. If we take a look at our exclusive gust potential tracker here through William Richmond Inc. radar, you can see we have very bright colors showing up with this product. This is where we're indicating winds getting up over 60 miles per hour potentially as the storm continues to push through the region. And we're talking about additional wind gusts up near 60 miles an hour that have just moved through Bushwood, getting here close towards Leonardtown. I'm going to take a look back over here towards our radar velocity product. This right in here, we are looking at the tight couplet here of reds and greens, and I can show you here the way that this looks. And let me turn some of these layers off to clear the map up a little bit. Where we get these greens, this indicates wind going in like this. The reds indicate winds going like this. So it's very easy to see where right in here we can get a decent amount of rotation. It looks like actually this has probably moved a little further to the south. That is not what I wanted to do. Right down in here, where we have this couplet here just off of Cove Point, it would be right in here. This is where we've seen wind go around and around on this side, and this is the storm that just moved through parts of St. Leonard. So I don't think I'm yet to see any reports of any damage with this storm that's substantial, aside from a couple of power outages in Brooms Island. So we don't have any report that a tornado touched down or anything like that. But this could be indicative that we've seen some straight line winds move through, potentially a microburst as this moved through. And the general track that this storm has taken over the last little bit has been a track that essentially looks something a little bit like this. So this is going to be the area we were likely looking at some wind damage from this storm as it moved down here towards the south and east. So we were looking at some rotation. We were also looking at hail as well with this storm, with the heavy rain and the lightning. Right now that has moved out over towards the open part of the bay, so we are looking at the potential for a water spout there, potentially moving into parts of Dorchester County here over the next 20 minutes or so. Outside of this, if we take you on over towards our normal radar reflectivity product, you can see this storm out over the bay. We have additional storms now firing here in St. Mary's County. We're talking about heavy rain moving into the Mechanicsville area, Chaptico, Leonardtown, Hollywood, kind of dotted all around, and then the rain as well, and some storms on up towards Brandywine and Bennsville and White Plains. These areas once again in Hughesville, Eagle Harbor, these areas getting back into heavy rain as well. What I will do quickly is check to see if we have any reports of power outages in our region. And I know we do. I just want to see what the magnitude of those is, because that could really give us a hint as to really how these storms are ongoing in region. So if we switch gears here, let's bring up this. So right now, WSMECO is reporting close to 3,000 people without power right now. If we view this by zip code, you can see where the worst of these storms move through on up towards Huntingtown, and then we're starting to get some reports of outages down here towards Port Republic as well. Additional areas of power outages out here towards the Akakie region. So you can really see where the worst of these storms have moved through here. If we do this by location and zoom in here, you can see where we were looking at this really up here through different parts of Huntingtown here, getting towards King's Landing, over here towards Abington Shores near the upper crest of the Patuxent River, really throughout Prince Frederick, then down here getting towards Brooms Island as well, and especially on up towards Sunderland. So let me move you back over here. I need to get that ticker off because I keep forgetting to do that. We do actually have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that just came in. I need to see where that is for. Okay, that's well up to the north, so we don't need to worry about that. But this is really the state of play here across our region. Any interest traveling right now, I would definitely recommend moving inside. And withholding travel for a little bit as these storms continue to move through. You can see how they've gradually been moving here to the south and east, and we will continue to watch this potential for these storms to really move through. And now you're starting to get in on this rain in parts of St. Mary's County as radar fills in. Behind the storms, there isn't too much going on. We have some storms up here towards the northern portions of Maryland. I'm not too worried about those at the moment. Once we get this batch of rain out of here, I think that's really going to be about it. And it looks like radar is really trying to point out now area potential rotation here just off of Cove Point. Let's see what that velocity scan is showing us here. Yeah, you can really see where we're looking at that potential rotation in here just to the north of Cove Point over here towards the open bay. Yeah, you can really see it's really this region here. And I know this is out over the open water, so not really a concern of ours at the moment, but it's just very interesting to see, and we always want to point this out when we see it. So you know, in future instances when we're talking about a rotation couplet, this is what we want to be looking at here in this storm here, pushing off towards the south and east. And we are talking about gusty winds as well with all of these storms, in addition talking about the immense amount of lightning with these storms as well. Let's bring up that lightning tracker again. It really shows lots and lots of lightning with these. And if we take a look at hail reports right now and give that a chance to load up if it's able to, and I would imagine it probably won't want to, so that is great. But we're typically, where we get a lot of lightning like this is likely where we're looking at the core of that hail potential, but then we also have that hail potential trying to move through parts of Hollywood and on over towards the Chesapeake Ranch Estates. And all of this here is moving towards the south and east. And then looks like a decent amount of lightning down here just near Warsaw and Tappahannock and Lyles down here. I want to say this is Richmond County here on the northern neck as well. So we are talking about a very active evening here. We had a very active evening last evening with Tropical Storm Elsa. We are now tracking severe storms moving through the region, likely producing at least some very scattered wind damage as these storms have been pushing through, moving through with 1 to 2 inch size hail, wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour. And this is why you're going to want to stay tuned here to JB Weather for updates. Earlier this afternoon, when I published my afternoon forecast, we highlighted this very probability of 60 to 70 mile an hour damaging wind gusts and 1 to 2 inch sized hail as these continue to move down to the south and east. See, Stacy is saying that she is so far so good down towards Rousby Hall down here in southern parts of Calvert County. You'll be getting it on it in just a little bit. Casey says that there's a little bit of hail in Lesby as well. Cable out in Lesby lost power momentarily. Thank you for that. Saw 2 waterspouts form when coming across the Thomas Johnson Bridge. So we'll see about that. I'm not too... We'll see. A lot of people like to just... We'll see. I have no confirmation of that. Let's see, California has big winds, thunder, and lightning starting to rain as well. Yeah, the Chesapeake Ranch Estate seeing heavy rain again. As these storms continue here to push down towards the south and east, we will continue to watch this potential. Behind this, again, once we're able to get these storms out of here, we won't be looking at much. We should begin to quiet down overnight. This is all coming as our cold front is moving through the region, so we were very warm. We were humid today. Tomorrow we will really begin to dry out in a lot of different ways. No rain, and the humidity levels will begin to drop as we head into tomorrow. So please stay weather aware as these storms continue to push on through. They are producing a lot of lightning down here in southern parts of Calvert County, out over the open bay, and as well as over here towards central parts of St. Mary's County. And heavy rains building back in here up towards northern Calvert County, southern PG, and Charles County. So we will continue to watch this potential as all of these storms push to the south and east, and an additional storm here moving through the northern neck on over towards Westmoreland County, Richmond County, Lancaster, and Northumberland counties. You're going to want to stay weather aware as well as all of this continues here to push gradually to the south and east. This is what we've been talking about all day. Let's see if we have any new updates from the National Weather Service on this severe thunderstorm warning. No updates since 6:43. I would love to get something new, but we're still going to be watching the Chesapeake Ranch Estates, Flag Harbor, Calvert Cliffs, Lesby, St. Leonard, Drum Point, Long, and Calvert Beaches, as well as Dowell here for heavy rain from this storm as it continues here to push to the south. Radars picking up on the potential for hail now in here in parts of Lesby, which we've been monitoring here over the last little bit. I want to take you over to our Science-y radar. That's what I call it because it can get a little crazy to look at. Let that load up. This is our multi-panel here looking. Where we're looking in this panel, the bottom right panel. Let me turn this darn ticker off because these alerts are not in effect. Where we're looking at these colors down here in this bottom right-hand corner, this is where we're likely looking at some broad rotation. And we can see that up here with our velocity tracker as well. Well, right now, I want to take us just to one panel here. I want to show you what we're looking at in terms of potential hail. So the biggest hail core is just off of Cove Point here across portions of the bay. This is where we're likely looking at hail potentially getting up near an inch, and then an additional area of hail getting up between a ½ inch and an inch, moving right into the Chesapeake Ranch Estates right now. And that'll continue here to move to the south and east. And I think I could put this radar here into motion. And what I actually want to do right now, I want to slice through the storm, see what we're really kind of seeing here. I think I need to switch on over to this version so we can see that. Yeah, we can see hail potentially lifted aloft more so. What I want to do is take us back here as this storm crossed over parts of St. Leonard, where we really saw some of the worst hail with this, where we saw these purples. Yeah, and we can see kind of how those purples get lifted aloft a little bit with these as well. But we are continuing to watch these move here to the south and these additional heavy areas of rain on up towards the north. Emily's asking, was there a cyclone or tornado confirmed in Huntingtown? Emily, please note that those are two vastly different things. A cyclone that's what we refer to as hurricanes and tropical storms. That was yesterday. A tornado is something completely different, and we have no confirmation of any tornado or anything like that in Huntingtown at all. We had hail over towards Prince Frederick. Lots of, loud rumble of thunder in Mechanicsville in the Morganza area. Lots of rumbling in Great Mills now, and the wind is picking up. No rain just yet, though. Please focus in Lesby and the Ranch Club. You keep saying rotation. I don't get those comments because I've literally been zoomed in here to Lesby and I've literally been zoomed in down here. The rotation that we've been talking about is now actually just offshore here. We were tracking that a little bit ago. Yeah, it's really just offshore right now. That's what we've been watching. Now here, again, Lesby and the Chesapeake Ranch Estates, you're really looking at just a high wind, heavy rain, and frequent lightning threat with this. Let's see. Will the rain let up in Benedict? Amber, well, eventually it has to. It'll probably start to clear up on up towards Benedict here, probably over the next half hour or so. Beginning to rumble down towards St. Mary City, and the rain is coming down hard in Hollywood and on over towards Leonardtown. Lots of rain in Hollywood. I know someone in Huntingtown whose barn was devastated. It had to be a small tornado. Trish, so we kind of have two... Just because we have damage from these thunderstorms that sometimes have the potential to rotate a little bit does not always necessarily mean a tornado. When we have tornado damage, we like to look for a twisting and turning of the damage. It is very easy to get the same type of damage you would see with a low-end tornado that you would with just straight-line winds or with a microburst as well. So it does not necessarily need to be a tornado, but thank you for the... Thank you for the report. It is very interesting to see kind of these reports roll in here. When will the Ranch Club clear out? That seems to be the hot question right now. And again, the general forecast here is clearing up by about 9 o'clock down towards this southern zone. So yeah, we will continue to watch this. Plenty of lightning. You can see just all the lightning here, moving here through parts of the Chesapeake Ranch Estates here, down towards Cove Point, Drum Point, Rousby Hall here as well. This is really going to be where we're going to continue to watch some of the heaviest rain move in. Michelle wants to know if it's headed on over towards Ocean City. You will probably see some rain later on this evening in about probably 2 to 3 hours on over that way. I will be honest, though, I haven't been too in tuned with the Ocean City forecast. It's here in Leslie, rain, wind, and lightning. Yeah, we're looking at that as this continues here to move down towards the south. If I can put the latest storm track here on this storm, we'll see if this wants to work for me. Oh, and plot twist, it does not, so that's fine. But this will begin to gradually, the worst of this, move to the south and east. Behind this, the rain that will filter in behind it on over towards the Chesapeake Ranch Estates and on over towards St. Leonard, Prince Frederick, Mechanicsville. This rain isn't going to be super severe. You'll have heavy rain and gusty winds, but it won't be the lightning fest that we're seeing move through parts of the region right now. As this continues to move to the south, up next, Lexington Park, California, on over towards Valley Lee, Piney Point up next to get some of the heavy rain. And I think probably the worst part of the storm in St. Mary's County will probably move from about 235, 3 Notch Road here, on over towards the east. So on over towards the Patuxent River Naval Air Station and on over towards Lexington Park. Are we expecting 50 to 60 mile an hour winds in the Great Mills area? That is definitely a potential here for this. If we put on our wind gust tracker here, and I actually want to take the lightning off quick because it kind of prohibits us from seeing much. And I don't know why we're getting a random. What this means is that, plot twist, we have to restart this program, which is mildly annoying. So we'll come over here real quick and kind of give that a rest for right now. But if we take you on over here towards radar, the worst of this storm right now is centered in southern Calvert County. On over towards Great Mills, you're probably going to see what's up here towards Leonardtown and Hollywood at the moment. The winds aren't as gusty up here, but you probably could still get some 50 and 60 mile an hour gusts from this part of the storm as this moves down here towards the southeast. We just got a brand new flood warning in until 11 o'clock, and this is going to be for northern portions of our region. So let me go ahead and try to get that pulled up here. So bear with me. We are doing several different things here. So let me go ahead and get this loaded up. Or maybe not. I want to see if we're able to. Yeah, that isn't loaded up just yet. So once we get that graphic in, I'll show you all where that new flood warning is in effect. But if I bring it back over here to look at these winds, so that flood warning that we have in effect right now is on over towards northern portions of Calvert County and southern parts of Prince George's County. So this is going to be really what looks to be north of Prince Frederick on up towards Huntingtown and Chesapeake Beach. Radar continues to indicate winds potentially gusting up towards 65 to 70 miles an hour here towards the Chesapeake Ranch Estates. Winds also gusting between 50 and 60 miles an hour on over towards parts of St. Mary's County as this all continues here to push down towards the south and east. What I do want to do is bring up our estimates with rainfall totals thus far with all of this. Again, we're likely looking at some flooding going on through parts of the region. Let's see if we can't just get this loaded up. And this is really the region, because I don't yet have a graphic made up of it. I'm not that good at multitasking here when we have all of this going on. And I'll see if I can't just get like a red pen here that will kind of stand out for you so I can show you where this flood warning is in effect. It's really kind of in effect right now. It's almost literally for right up in here. This is where we're going to have our latest flood warning. Again, this is going to be in effect until 11 o'clock this evening. So this is in effect until 11 p.m. At 7:05, Doppler radar indicated heavy rain due to thunderstorms. Flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the warned area. Between 1.5 inches and 2.5 inches of rain has already fallen. So locations that will experience flooding include Waldorf, Clinton, Prince Frederick, Frederick, Breezy Point, Rosaryville, Marlton, Dunkirk, St. Charles, Akakie, Brandywine, Huntingtown, Hughesville, Baden, Aquasco, Eagle Harbor, Lower Marlborough, Sunderland, Barstow, and Dares Beach. Additional rainfall amounts of up to an inch are possible in the warned area. So that is what we're looking at in this region right now. I want to see if we have a new graphic on this flood warning in effect put together just yet. So give me 1 second while I check our sources for that. I'm not seeing that just yet. But we did get a new update here from the National Weather Service about this storm in southern parts of our region. So we're going to go ahead and clear this off here for you. Let's take our attention back down to where we have some of the worst weather moving through right now. Let's turn lightning tracker back on down here in southern parts of Calvert County. And it looks like we are not going to update with the latest. Oh, God, there we go. Okay, I was about to say, this is starting to get to me. All right, so we are talking about a line of strong thunderstorms moving through southeastern and St. Mary's County, southern Calvert County. At 7:10 p.m., radar indicated strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from about White Point Beach, or right around White Point Beach, and was moving southeast here at about 20 miles an hour. Wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour and half-inch size hail are possible with these storms. Locations impacted include, but are not limited to, Lexington Park, the Chesapeake Ranch Estates, Leonardtown, Piney Point, Tall Timbers, St. Inigo's Creek, St. Mary's City, St. Mary's River, Town Creek, White Point Beach, California, Lesby, the Patuxent River Naval Air Station, Hollywood, Drum Point, Valley Lee, Great Mills, Drayton, St. Inigo's, and Park Hall. Torrential rainfall is occurring with these storms and may cause localized flooding. Do not drive vehicles through flooded roadways, and frequent cloud to ground lightning is occurring with this storm as well. Lightning can strike up to 10 miles away from a storm, and these storms may intensify, so be certain to monitor local outlets for updates on this. And what we're starting to see, these like purple showing up here as we get towards the Cove Point area, this is where we're looking at the potential for at least a little bit of hail with these storms as they continue to push down here towards the south and east. I want to get the latest update here from SMECO, if we can load that on up over here, and this darn ticker, there we go. I am seeing in the comments that lots of you are reporting power outages down towards Lesby. The SMECO website shows almost nothing down there just yet, but I would believe that we have at least 3,000 customers without powers right now. I see some comments coming in that this feels a lot more intense than yesterday, and I would believe that probably because these are actual severe thunderstorms, where last night was more of a steady rain. So we're kind of getting all the rain from last night in a quick bout here, and you're throwing in some extra lightning with that as well. So Lexington Park, Callaway, this is moving right into your neck of the woods right now. I'm sure if we take a look over towards our chart cameras that we would be able to see some of that show up. I'll see if I can't just get that loaded up here. Come over here towards the MDOT website. Let's take a look at some of these cameras here. Let's take a look at 235 at Chancellor's Run. Yeah, you can see where we're looking at just heavy rain causing some ponding, starting to move into this region. I want to take a look at this the Thomas Johnson Bridge camera. You can see here where we're looking at heavy rain. It's hard to even see to the other side of the Thomas Johnson Bridge. This is going to be your St. Mary's County side. Back here would be your Calvert County sign. You can see where we're talking about a different amount of heavy rain as well in this region. I want to see if we can just, and I know I got a message about how to access these cameras a little yesterday. Yeah, I'm not able to get in there, but yeah, we're looking at heavy rain falling on over towards Calvert County, or on over towards California as well. Is there tornado in Solomons? Alyssa, that is not how you spell Solomons. You should know that. And no, there is no tornado in Solomons right now at the moment. We actually no longer have any severe weather alerts in effect right now. Believe it or not, I know this is going to be hard for you all to believe, down towards Leslie and Solomons, but this storm is gradually weakening at least a little bit. We have no active severe weather alerts right now, but we are still talking about hail, lots of lightning, plenty of heavy rain. The thunder's beginning to get loud down towards tall timber, down towards tall timbers. There we go. You wouldn't think that'd be that difficult for me to say. And you can see where we have a decent amount of lightning with this storm beginning to move into parts of Westmoreland County as all of this continues here to move towards the east. So yeah, heads up on over towards Tall Timbers, Piney Point, Valley Lee, Callaway, Drayton, on over towards St. Indigos, St. Mary City, Scotland Ridge, Dameron. These regions down here, you're going to be getting in on some pretty gnarly weather. Additional rain is falling back out towards the west here. And I can actually now show you where we have that flood warning up towards the north, and that's what this additional rain is causing. If we can come over here, it's this green polygon in here. This is where we have this severe, this is where we have that flood warning in effect. So I actually want to go ahead and update the post that got put out about this storm. So give me just 1 second while I get that updated here. So we're going to edit this. I want to go ahead and attach this image, and I want to get that. Text from the National Weather Service added to this post as well. Let's go ahead and get that posted on up. Let's see, Jamie's saying, yeah, beginning to get loud on over towards Solomon. So let's take you back over here towards radar here. Let's load this on up. Oof. Yeah, just got our latest radar scan in here. You can see really the heavy rain setting up for southern parts of the Chesapeake Range Estates. Now getting on over towards Drum Point and Solomons, we're looking at additional areas of heavy rain on over here towards Town Creek and Lexington Park, really south of St. Andrews Church Road at this point is where the worst weather is. But we have additional areas of heavy rain that kind of bend here from about Chesapeake Beach and on over towards the 2-4 split, down through Huntingtown, Prince Frederick, just moved through Benedict, moving on down here towards Morganza, Mechanicsville, and Hollywood. All of this is moving towards the south and east. And if I can switch radars here and allow this to be put into motion, we'll just do it over the last hour, and you can really see how all of this has moved through the region and how it continues to move through. You can see everything moving down here towards the south and east. All of the lightning that has moved through parts of Calvert County. I mean, this is a lot of lightning that's moved through. And then additional storms firing to the south, and then additional areas of rain filling in back west. So areas like Loveville, you're getting on another bound of heavy rain right now. But we don't have any active severe thunderstorm warnings in effect right now, which is great news. And I see plenty of people saying that we are running out of power in... that power is out unless people see if that chart, if the SMECO website is working, and it looks like it is. Let's pop over here. You can see we have a nice 45. Yeah, you can see all the different power outages here. SMECO is estimating close to 4,000 customers without power at the moment. Take a look at everything by zip code. Just in Lesbia alone, looks like we're looking at right around 500 people without power right now, just in this one area as these storms have rolled through right now. Lots of thunder and lightning and pouring in Lexington Park, according to Nancy. Pouring buckets and lots of lightning on over towards Town Creek. I would believe that. Let's take it back over here. Yeah, so this is really where we're going to be looking at the core of everything here, pushing through. And really some of the worst weather. We're getting these dark reds here, so this kind of extends here from about Great Mills and Lexington Park on over towards parts of California, up near Solomons and parts of Drum Point and Dowell on over towards the Chesapeake Ranch Estates, Drum Point, Cove Point, all of these regions right now. We'll see if we have any new areas of rotation. I don't think we do, given the way radar is being presented right now. And we will let that kind of load up. I mean, maybe some broad rotation, nothing too crazy. The area we were watching earlier, that likely had some rotation, and I would need to get this changed back to a white pen so we can actually see it on a red map. So this was the area we were watching earlier where we had winds kind of circulating around. We might have an additional area to watch for down here in parts of St. Mary's County. Nothing that's overly tight or anything that we're really looking for right now. But we're going to continue to watch as everything kind of moves its way down towards the south and east. And at the very least, we're looking at some pretty high winds with this. Let's go ahead and clear this. I want to see if we can't load up our gust potential product here. Yeah, and we're estimating winds up near 65 miles an hour with all of these storms moving through southern portions of our coverage area. So yeah, we're really, I mean, we're seeing some pretty heavy rain, some pretty gnarly weather here. First, now moving into our southern coverage zones. Heavy rain continues up north, on up towards Huntingtown, Prince Frederick, St. Leonard. These are all the regions where we've continued to see areas of heavy rain, and we will continue to look at that potential. That flood warning that was in effect for northern parts of our coverage zone on over towards Huntingtown and Prince Frederick, and on over towards Lower Marlboro and Brandywine. That flood warning is going to be in effect until 11 o'clock, and we're likely looking at multiple instances of flash flooding on over that way. I will take us back over towards our chart cameras because I'm sure they'll be able to show us all of this heavy rain kind of moving through. I want to see if they are first, if I can get them to work. See, yeah, I mean, the Great Mills Road camera have been a hot commodity the last couple of days with people checking it out. You can see here on the Great Mills camera, so this is 5 at 246. This is right where we're looking at the rain beginning to pick up, heavy rain and the gusty winds coming on. So yeah, we will continue to track this, but with a lack of active warnings at the moment, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up a little bit. I don't really have much more to say other than what I have said already, but we're going to continue to watch these storms as they continue to push southward. Southern parts of St. Mary's County, you are now going to be under the gun for some rain. It won't be nearly as bad as what we've been tracking up here towards parts of Calvert County, but you will see some rain and some lightning. We are looking at plenty of lightning over here towards the Chesapeake Ranch Estates. We will continue to watch this potential for some hail, the heavy rain, and the gusty winds as everything continues here to move down towards the south and east. Let's give this a quick 1 hour loop here just so you can see the gradual movement of these storms as they've continued to push south and east, really blasting our entire coverage zone this afternoon. And this was all well forecasted here. Our Chesapeake County Futurecast showed this fantastically, this potential, once again scoring another win for our Futurecast radar. So we will continue to track this potential, so please stay safe. We have no active warnings right now, but with the threat of 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts, you will want to move inside, and you'll want to make sure that you're in a protected spot. We'll begin to start to clear things up here by about 9 o'clock this evening, so stay weather aware and stay tuned. But in the meantime, I'm forecaster John Bordash. If we get any new warnings or any new developments, I'll come back here live to give you those updates. But until then, have a nice and safe one, and please keep it tuned right here to JB Weather for the latest information.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.